Welcome to the next video in this series where we are creating the language of automation cheat sheet. And in the last video, you saw Greg set up the technical delivery mechanism for this new cheat sheet. So we've got our CRM, our marketing automation tool, ready to have people fill out a form and then receive the cheat sheet by email and then be put into the sequence that's going to invite them to get to know MonkeyPod and to possibly, depending on their relationship with us, by our flagship fundamentals course. But creating that has led to a new problem now, and that's that we want new people to take that cheat sheet. Now that we've exposed this next problem in the series of problems of needing to create this lead generator for our cheat sheet, I think the natural thing for us to turn to is to figure out how to put some ad money, some ad traffic behind this cheat sheet. To get help with this, we're asking our friend Paul Sokol at BPro to consult on it. Here's where we are. You and I have been working together for 3 consecutive days. Fortunately, not entire full day, 7, 10-hour days. But over the previous 3 days, we've been working through the strategy and the process of getting these ads set up. And I've learned a ton from you about that. What I'd like to do now is just work back through those 3 days of work. And where I remember, you starting with us as you coached us and consulted with us, you introduced this idea of oak, what it means to the ad industry, what it means to you at your agency.
So whenever we're doing advertising, think of it like oak, like the tree, except it's OAC, where it's your objective, your audience, and your creative. You need to have those things clearly defined, and then you can have some kind of success running ads, right?
Just while you talk about the oak analogy or the progress, I think we're going to throw up a little overlay of the work we were doing together, where we worked through a really specific Google Sheet.
This is the ad plan that we use, and it's modeled, this is specifically for Facebook, it's modeled after how Facebook does an objective audience and creative here. So the objective, of course, is to drive leads, language of automation, lead magnet, right? Let's talk about budgets.
My hope is that we do well enough at this, that this can be the entry point for hundreds of people to get their first impression of MonkeyPod over many, many months.
So I would say let's plan for this to be something that's just ongoing and evergreen, and we can adjust the budgets up or down as needed. So to start then, how much are we comfortable spending per day?
My gut says like 10, 12, 15 a day so that we hit 300 to 450 a month.
Okay, then let's say that then. Let's say $15 a day. Let's go ahead and talk about our audiences, which in Facebook, they are known as ad sets. The ad set is where all the audience stuff comes into play. There's 4 classes of audience possible ever. There's the owned audiences. These are the things that you own. So this is like your list of emails, phone numbers, your website traffic. There's the platform-based audiences, which is like your Facebook followers, Instagram engagers, video viewers, that kind of stuff. And then there's the related audiences, so lookalikes, if there's specific competition you're going after. And then the last class of audience is the data-driven one, which is where you're just scooping into various interests and then slicing and dicing here. And do you have a target customer profile or target avatar?
We do, and it's shifted a little bit in the last kind of year or so. We're thinking more about an entrepreneur or a business manager who maybe doesn't even recognize that what they want is automation. They've outgrown the idea of using Google Sheets and Apple Notes to run their businesses, but they're about to start to find places where better tools and systems work.
It sounds like they're probably somewhere maybe they're problem and desire aware.
I think you're right on, right in that the PS, the 2-3,
Okay, cool. We got to enter the conversation where they're already at, right? So cool. So that's good to know. So included audiences, excluding these, and we do still need to have basic demographics. We still got to do ASL, right? Going old school, internet, age, sex, location, and language.
Predominantly 30 through 55.
That's a good range. I'm assuming that it's all genders. Location. Where do these people live?
It's predominantly the United States of America, but because it's a digital product delivered in the English language, we have customers and members in pretty much the entire English-speaking demographic of the world.
Okay. So the last thing in the audience to consider is the placement of this. And you can see that there's a lot of control over where we want stuff to show up. But again, this is our template, right? So I'm just going to recommend that we don't even worry about that. And we just do the auto placement. So here's our first audience. So website visitors. So the next one was the platform audience, right? Let me go ahead and show you. So these are all the different kinds of Class A audiences, the platform audiences, right? So we can do stuff off video views, lead form. This is how we go ahead and create that list of people that we're going to exclude, right? If you're doing events or anything like that. But traditionally, we'll do Facebook page. And even on a Facebook, you can choose, people that actually follow you or people that have engaged with you or specific kinds of interactions, right? So for this, what I'm going to recommend is we do just either people follow you or they've engaged with you. So we know that here there's going to be the MonkeyPod Facebook followers, MonkeyPod Facebook engagers, and then MonkeyPod Instagram followers, and then the MonkeyPod Instagram engagers. Same exclusions. And then we also want to make sure we're excluding the website visitors too, because we don't want people to be in two different auctions. There you go. So now this will have these three, and then these are basically going to be the same. We'll say these are the same ASL for right now. So the next one's the related or the similar audiences, and in this case in Facebook, those are lookalikes. Let's go ahead and go into Keap, do a lifetime customer value report. So we say, all right, Facebook, go find people that in your infinite, machine learning wisdom, go find people that look similar to this. Lookalikes of customers, house email list redeemers, minus basically everything else that we've already been bidding on. Whenever I'm doing a lookalike, I also like to give it like one other data point to cross it with. So not only a lookalike, they also have to be a business page admin. And it's very interesting if you look just in the United States alone, that's only about 3.5 million people. So we should be able to find some stuff in the middle there. Okay.
Paul, it just feels super productive and super detailed, right? Like we still have to prove this, right? We still have to put a couple dollars into the ad platform and prove this. That it feels like a lot of work. Like we probably burn some calories in our brains while we do that.
Yeah, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of calories. That's why that conversation we just went through, that's a paid conversation. That's the very first step. And then that defines the scope of what we do. And then the cost to build it is based on the scope of what we did.
Okay, so after we got our audience dialed in, we had to spend some time working on the creative part of this. And this was also a really interesting process because it felt like, everything was an option, but we still had to narrow down and make some decisions.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we did between one of our calls and the second of our calls was that I turned to ChatGPT. I didn't turn to ChatGPT because I thought it was going to do a better job than you and I could do. I've trained a custom GPT to the voice of MonkeyPod. So I've given it a bunch of information about Greg's voice. I've given it a bunch of information about my voice. We fed it past emails. We fed it information about this lead magnet, like the landing page already created for this lead magnet. So we gave it lots and lots of information. So really we're at the spot right now where we're creating the 4 pieces that people are going to see while they're scrolling on the platform.
Greg sent over these 3 images to use, and I think that these are perfect for using for that. We know the angles we want to go for, like the different vectors, of attack. Like we know that we definitely want to really push on the free angle. We definitely want to push on a benefit angle. Here's the top 5 reasons, and then here's the on a mission kind of angle. But yeah.
After we worked through your Google Sheet, we started transferring those things into the Meta platform by a big copy and paste exercise based on the strategy document. I'd love to hit go live right now, or whatever that Facebook button is to make this thing go. Let's get this thing learning, spending, hopefully driving some traffic. And I want to be seeing you in real life in about a week. I'd love it if we could find a few minutes together to take a look at one, how these are performing, and two, whether or not we should keep doing it or not. Because again, I don't think this is as much fun as you do. I'm about to see some real money, not a lot of money, but some real money go out the door. So I'm gonna ask you to tell me if we should make a substantial change or stay the course. So let's see how it goes. So Paul, thank you for your expertise. Thank you for coming in as our ad strategy partner on this. And we'll see you real soon.
Happy to do it.